All right, let's talk about AI music. That song was 100% AI generated. With a couple of prompts and the click of a button, you have a fully produced song. So let's talk about it. This whole AI music topic came to mind when I was scrolling through TikTok a couple weeks back. One particular video caught my eye. They posted a video that was captioned, asking AI to make me a hit song.
Takes me where I want it, always drives right to the bar. Oh baby, won't you trust me though? I swear I tried to go straight home. I said go left, but we went right. My truck had other plans tonight.
The song in the video was a country song with a full set of instruments, catchy melodies, vocals, harmonies, the whole 9 yards. The singer even had a country accent, which I thought was kind of crazy. So I did some digging on this AI music account, and along with getting millions of views on their TikTok videos, they're also releasing these songs on Spotify and all other streaming platforms. They have almost 200,000 monthly listeners on Spotify alone. So let's say for simplicity's sake, that equates to around 500,000 streams per month, which if you do the math and streaming revenue alone, they're generating approximately 1,500 to 2,000 USD per month just on Spotify. And that's leaving out other streaming platforms, plus TikTok Creator Fund, plus their merch sales. For a completely AI generated brand, they're making a full-time income for an extremely minimal amount of work, which seems pretty insane to me. My initial reaction to this, I'll be completely honest, I was kind of jealous. I thought, why didn't I think of doing something like this first? But that jealousy was quickly overcome with a feeling of frustration because there are millions of musicians out there pouring their hearts and souls and years of hard work into their music only to be outperformed by an AI music account. So obviously this got me thinking, what are some ways that AI can affect the current music industry? What are some of the negative effects? And are there any positive outcomes? I'm going to start out with what I think are the not so glamorous sides of AI in music. So number one, and I think this is probably the most obvious one, writing music has always been a form of expression and creativity.
I am an artist, please God forgive me. I am an artist, please don't revere me.
There's nothing creative about typing a few prompts into an AI program and spitting out a song. Musicians pour their hearts and souls into their music, and now anyone with a computer and an internet connection can make a song and call it their own. It's extremely disheartening to us musicians who spend endless hours writing, producing, perfecting our songs that are full of emotion and come from a place from incredible meaning. It's basically like a slap to the face to us. I don't think it's at the point today where it can compete with some of the best songs of all time or some of the most creative and meaningful ones, but it sure can toss out a very catchy track that would get people listening. Although it's starting to get really good, it's not amazing yet. The lyrics still feel inauthentic and cookie cutter, and the vocals sound very robotic. But the thing that scares me is with any rate of improvement, the cookie cutter will turn into mediocre, and mediocre will turn into pretty good, et cetera, et cetera. And in 10 to 15 years, could this completely replace songwriters and producers? Which gets me to point two. Will AI push humans out of the industry? How can a human compete with a piece of software that can spit out hit songs exponentially quicker than humans? It takes weeks or months for me to create one song. It takes time for me to write, compose, produce, and perfect the song. Then I need to send it away to be mixed and mastered. Album artwork needs to be created. Content needs to be created for marketing purposes. For AI, it could potentially spit out millions of songs, AI-generated artwork, AI-generated content in that same amount of time. This could completely oversaturate the streaming platforms and overshadow the work of us humans. We could become less inclined to pursue a music career because it's going to be that much harder to get noticed. The industry is already oversaturated with humans, and now you're introducing AI? Who's going to want to compete with that? And to my last point, I don't think it's any secret that labels are in it just for the profits. So if AI gets to a point where it's good or better than human musicians, will labels just use AI to replace artists and release songs for streaming revenues? Why spend millions on up-and-coming artists when they can just create a hit song for free with a couple of prompts and receive 100% of the royalties. And who knows, maybe as technology progresses, they can even create an AI avatar and have it perform on a live stage. If they can sell out stadiums, the label takes all the profits there as well. And this might not just be done by labels, but some tech savvy individuals as well. I know this is a bit down the road, but this is potentially where things are heading, which is quite scary. So I've listed a few of the potential negative outcomes. Are there any positive outcomes of AI in music? So hear me out. I'm going to try and first paint a picture for you so you can kind of get on the same page as me. This isn't necessarily my opinion, but I'm just looking at this from all angles. So look at Taylor Swift. She hires Jack Antonoff as a producer and co-writer for some of her recent songs. They write the songs together, and he is a big part of the creative talent behind some of her recent productions. So to hire somebody like Jack, a few different websites say it would cost between $50,000 and $80,000. So for someone like myself who makes that kind of money in literally an entire year, I can say with the utmost certainty that I will not be able to afford Jack anytime soon. Unless I come into some money, then Jack, I would love to write with you. So let's look at us, independent artists who can barely afford groceries with the price of things nowadays. A lot of us do everything ourselves: singing, songwriting, producing, content creation, everything. Some artists have a bigger budget, so they contract out some of that work. It's a whole mix mash. But the common denominator here is most independent artists can barely afford these services, let alone a producer and co-writer for $80,000. But what if we had a tool to help with the writing process, similar to what Taylor does, but it costs nothing? AI could potentially be that tool. And I'm absolutely not saying copying everything AI spits out word for word, note for note. I would never endorse something like that. But for artists to use it as a tool to spark ideas, to help in times that you might be a little bit stuck, or to point you in the right direction when you might have been a little bit turned around. Is that cheating? Because if so, then wouldn't Taylor Swift be cheating by hiring Jack Antonoff to co-write and produce her songs? Or wouldn't Justin Bieber be cheating by hiring Benny Blanco to co-write and produce his songs? I'm not sure if there's a right or wrong answer here, but ultimately, musicians have been getting help for decades. Not every musician is a full-on producer, writer, mixing, mastering engineer. It's just not practical. So musicians in all different fields are contracted out to help with the process, and I fully support that if you can afford it. Amazing music has been created by these producers and songwriters and composers, co-writing with some of the biggest artists in the world. So if AI is used properly and acts as your co-writer to help move things forward and not used as a copy and paste engine, this could potentially be useful for independent artists who otherwise couldn't afford to contract out that help. The downside of this is some people won't use it as a co-writer or co-producer. They'll use it as their main writer and their main producer, and they'll use it as a cheater way to get some songs out. They'll steal the instrumentals, they'll steal the lyrics, they'll record their vocals quickly over top of the instrumentals, and they won't put in any work or creativity. And I completely 1000% disagree with that. As long as AI exists, there will be people to take advantage of it, which is unfortunate. So I'm still on the fence with whether I'd even use this or not. I get a lot of satisfaction from creating everything myself from start to finish. So the jury's still out whether I would use this or not. But I'm going to finish this off by showing you how easy this is and how powerful this already is. I just signed up for an account on Suno AI and used a couple of prompts. And here's a finished product in literally less than 1 minute. All right, so I just created an account on Udio. And let's see what we can create. So I could write lyrics or do auto-generated lyrics or instrumentals. Type in new indie folk. Okay, so looks like it spits something out here. So let's listen to it.
I've been walking down these broken streets. The stars look down like they've seen it all before. I've got an ocean of thoughts running through me, but at night I'm just waiting for more. I'm searching for a land in the dark with a fire that's burning in my heart. We'll sing our song till the sun tears down, and we'll keep on fighting for our own crown.
I hate how that was good. I hate it. I was hoping to play something and say, "Oh, this sucked," but that was good. I man. Okay, a couple takeaways from that. It seemed like it was just an acoustic guitar and vocals and some harmony. So the vocals definitely sound a little bit robotic. They don't sound like a human. Maybe that's just me who can pick that up, but to me, it definitely sounds a little bit robotic. The melody was very good. It was very catchy, and I can't knock that. That was very good. And they added some harmonies in there and the vocals at the end. Like the instrumental, that was like mediocre quality. I wouldn't say it would be like radio ready. And the lyrics were actually genuinely good. I hate that because a lot of them I hear and they're really cheesy. But that gets me to my next point. With any rate of improvement, 5, 10, 15 years down the road, I think this could be indistinguishable from a human made production. The instrumentals are already fairly close. They just need to work on some of the vocals and lyrics. And I don't think we're too far off, which is quite scary. So I'm going to end this video by saying I'm very nervous to see what is to come in the next 5 to 10 years. I hope greed doesn't overpower creativity in the future of music in this new generation. I hope if it does start to happen that we can all come together and stand up for our passion, preserving the heart and soul of what makes music truly special. So thank you so much for watching, and let's keep the conversation going. Tell me in the comments, what do you think about AI in music, and where do you think things are heading? I hate how somebody can just do this and then just steal it and then use it as their own. I hate that. That's so annoying because you could totally just type something in here and then just steal all of that.